This began to be alarming. It looked not so much as if Christianity was bad enough to include any vices, but rather as if any stick was good enough to beat Christianity with. What again could this astonishing thing be like, which people were so anxious to contradict, that in doing so they did not mind contradicting themselves? I saw the same thing on every side. I can give no further space to this discussion of it in detail, but lest anyone supposes that I have unfairly selected 3 accidental cases, I will run briefly through a few others. Thus, certain sceptics wrote that the great crime of Christianity had been its attack on the family. It had dragged women to the loneliness and contemplation of the cloister, away from their homes and their children. But then other sceptics, slightly more advanced, said that the great crime of Christianity was forcing the family and marriage upon us. It doomed women to the drudgery of their homes and children, and forbade them loneliness and contemplation. The charge was actually reversed. Or again, certain phrases in the epistles or the marriage service were said by the anti-Christians to show contempt for women's intellect. But I found that the anti-Christians themselves had a contempt for women's intellect, for it was their great sneer at the church on the continent that only women went to it. Or again, Christianity was reproached with its naked and hungry habits, with its sackcloth and dried peas. But the next minute Christianity was being reproached with its pomp and its ritualism, its shrines of porphyry and its robes of gold. It was abused for being too plain and for being too coloured. Again, Christianity had always been accused of restraining sexuality too much, when Bradlaugh and the Malthusian discovered that it restrained it too little. It is often accused in the same breath of prim respectability and of religious extravagance. Between the covers of the same atheistic pamphlet, I have found the faith rebuked for its disunion. One thinks one thing and one another, and rebuked also for its union. It is differences of opinion that prevents the world from going to the dogs. In the same conversation, a freethinker, a friend of mine, blamed Christianity for despising Jews, and then despised it himself for being Jewish.